But if a child knows this thing is not good, at least the child will be able to communicate such to someone he or she can confide in.
But you cannot stay. You cannot stay because of love. You just want to stay in a marriage when both partners are not compatible or committed to each other.
Marriage, or oh, I'm too old, I need to get married, I need to settle down. No. It is when you know you are ready to commit.
Oh,
yes, when you know you are ready to commit.
Maybe the child is in school and a teacher or an uncle touch her where they are not supposed to. Definitely talk her. But if you keep quiet, she will feel maybe it's normal thing. Keep it to this herself.
Hello beautiful people, welcome to Straight Up with Brother and Friends. Today is a very beautiful day, and today we're talking about a very interesting topic, raising teens. Teenagers can be somewhat difficult to raise. Yes, it could be an interesting stage of life, it could also be a very difficult stage for both the parents and the teenagers as well. So as a result of this, we're going to be discussing how to raise these teens, leaving both parents and the teens happy. With me here are my wonderful and magnificent friends. I have
Ebishola.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And it's nice having you here again. A teenager is someone between the ages of 13 and 19. There's someone within that age range, like the teen age. So anybody within the age of 13 and 19 is a teenager. While sometimes people mistake the adolescent stage of life and the teenage years. Are they the same thing, or are they? Okay. So adolescence is a transition period from childhood to adulthood. So adolescence occurs within the teenage years, right? It could also be before the teenage years. It could also be before the teenage years. Puberty is the early stage of adolescence. That's the stage at which these young people begin to develop secondary sexual characteristics, like the development of breasts, development of or growing of hair in the armpits and pubic region, for girls, menstruation, and other traits, like voice, deep voice. Yes, so at this stage of life, there is a tendency for these young people to get curious, because they begin to wonder what's happening to my body. You understand? So yes. How can we actually make it easier for them, and so they'll be more comfortable with whom they are evolving into? Like you have daughters and you have a teenager actually. So how do we make it easier for them?
You don't have to wait till they become teenagers before you start imbibing some things into them. Like, as long as they know their rights from the left, you start telling them at early stage, no, you don't have to do this, don't do this, this is good, don't allow anybody to touch this. You know, you cannot tell a baby or should I say a toddler that, oh, when somebody touches you here, you do this or you get pregnant. But you let them know, don't allow it, it's not good, don't allow anybody to touch you here. It's when they are getting to that same age, you can now start telling them the reason.
You use the right word for private part instead of you telling your children different kind of name. See some parents say dog, sorry, all those names. So that's not the way. Yeah. Tell them, okay, your vagina is here.
Yes.
Your breast is here. Let them know. Let them know these are the parts of the body that no one should play with. If anyone touch you, you should report or say something else. So once they know all these things, they grow up with it.
Exactly.
So once they grow up, they should not feel ashamed to tell you again. They become your friends because they start talking with you right from the childhood.
So it's very important that right from childhood, you make your children your friends. Parents, make your children your friends right from when they are younger. From kids, from childhood, they should be comfortable to discuss things with you. So you understand? So you should scold a child when you need to, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't make them your friend. You should feel comfortable around you, and you should be able to use teachable moments from a very tender age.
Okay, how about when most parents are trying their best? Now, how about when you have done everything you think you should do as parents to make your child or your children your friend, but they tend to like withdraw once in a while?
I think parenthood has to do with patience. They should understand when their children want to be alone and respect their privacy. You understand? There are times you want, even as an adult, there are times you want to be alone. It's not every time you want to discuss. You understand? So they should, that's why I said they should use teachable moments. There are moments where that child, is all over the parents and the child wants to talk. So parents should be willing to talk. And when that child wants to be alone, don't force him or her. Don't compare him
All
or
the
her.
time you shout at a child.
Yes.
The child can
Don't
do
even
something.
shout at
Even
the
after
child.
shouting,
You understand?
you can call the child back later to make the child
Exactly.
understand this is what you did and got me angry.
But it is
for
always
shouting
good to
on
scold
you.
a child.
Yes, so that the child will know what I did was actually wrong. Then instead of the child to be angry with you, when you call the child back later and explain,
Yes.
the child will be able to say,
That's very
okay,
important.
this is why you were angry. I did something wrong.
Even the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child.
Exactly.
Like me, I yell a lot. I yell and I still bring my children closer, because there are some children that there is this something I was watching on TikTok. Where one woman was saying, when you want to talk to your children, you have to be patient, you have to do this one. When you yell at them, they will not listen. So a woman now said, okay, let me practice this. Then she now said, she mentioned the child name and said, and she mentioned that child's name and said, drop my purse, drop my purse. So person, she mentioned that person.
Okay, let's just say Rita.
Okay, Rita, darling, drop my purse. Rita, darling, drop my purse. The child was just like, but the moment she just said, Rita, drop my purse.
The child will drop that pulse. Even after that, you call the child back later and try to explain to the child, you are supposed to listen to your parents. I talked to you once, you must obey.
So you give the child
disobey your
reasons.
parents against God Almighty. Even in the Bible it is written, thou shalt not disobey this father or mother.
Yeah.
So as a child, listen to your parents. Try to make the child to understand that disobeying alone is a sin. So the child will reason
the
it
fact that-
and be able to understand that, oh, my mom did not hate me. She was just trying to control me.
Exactly. That's true. The fact that you love a child and that child is your friend does not mean that that child should not be corrected when going astray. Especially when parents have an only child, there is a tendency for them to want to pamper that child, and in the bit of pampering the child,
Spoil that
they
child.
spoil that child, and at the long run, they end up regretting their actions. There's a time for you to pamper a child, and there's a time for you to scold a child. Like my friend Ibishola said, when you spare the blood, you spoil the child.
The Bible said so.
Yes, the Bible said so, yeah. So when you spare the rod, you spoil the child. There's a time to spare the rod and there's a time to use the rod on the child.
Exactly.
It's not actually easy to take care of teenagers.
It is not
One, you pray to God for guidance.
Yes.
Then while taking care of them, you try to use your brain. Certain things are not supposed to annoy you. Try to be patient, kind and friendly towards them.
Yes, because even at that stage of life, the teenager is confused. The teenager is so confused, wondering what's happening. So they tend to have mood swings. Yes.
Children tend to emulate us. What they see us doing,
Yeah.
what they hear us say.
Yes.
You understand? Now, when you have teenagers, by the time they go out, they hear entirely different things. Like you be telling them something, and they go out from their peers, they hear entirely different things. They'll be confused. They will not know, is my mommy or my daddy saying the truth? Look at my friend. Listen to what she has just said. It's just for you to create that bond that no matter what, the good, the bad, the ugly, you can always tell me. Then we find a way around it. I tell my
They
child.
also tend to emulate what they say. I see children like my own daughter. She will tell you, "Mommy, look at you sleeping on the floor. You always ask me, don't sleep on the floor. It's cold. Get up, get up. Why are you sleeping on the floor?"
A couple of times I've overheard some friends say, I would rather have more sons than daughters, that it's quite difficult raising daughters. How true is that?
No, it's not supposed to be that way because you're supposed to raise them equally. A boy child can also go astray if you don't train that child in the right way.
Yeah.
The same way teenagers can get pregnant, can run away from home, a boy child can also start sleeping with even older women because we have some older women that are useless, that they take advantage of young boys. So when you tell, the same way you are training a girl child, you train a boy child too, to make them responsible. They grow up with that kind of mentality and orientation.
And they also have questions, just like the girls.
Exactly.
Questions. So who should even do the training? Is it more of the mother to the daughter and then the father to the son, because they too have passed through those stages of life?
For me, parents contribute equally. Do your best. You don't leave your children to the father to say, okay, this is the boy, let the father take care of the boy, I will do the best. No.
The reason
Do
is
the best
that I agree with what you are saying. Both parents should raise their children equally. But being a man, you pass through that teenage as a boy, so you understand what your son is going through better. And then you being a mom, you pass through the teenage and you understand what your daughter is going through better.
Yeah, I would say that is true, but definitely both of you stay together under the same roof. So you should be able to watch what the child is going through, how your wife relates, and everything.
There are times to allow the mother to do the talking.
Yeah.
There are times the father should do the talking.
And there are times both of you sit down and do the
talking. Then these days, you don't just say female children. Oh, she's a female child, and I will draw this one close. The male can go. Then you will see parents leaving the male child to go out and play football, stay out till midnight, while the female step out just 1 hour. If your mother catch you, they will sit on your chest and beat you to nonsense. But that is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Both of them are equal to you. Bring them close and teach them equally. Not leaving the female to say, you see some parents saying, come here, come here, come here, come here. Where did you go? What is in your phone? What is in your bag? Who is calling you? Okay, have you seen your menstrual period this month? This and that. That are not ideal at all.
Drive the child away.
It will make the child to distance herself from you. But rather try to control them in love. So we even go as far as checking virginity. Are you not asking that child to start sleeping around? You are checking the virginity to know whether the child is still a virgin or not. What if the child is now this virgin already? Are you going to kill that child? No. So what is the main point of
I know of
checking?
someone that the mom was fond of taking her to the doctor to check if she was still a virgin. You understand? And the mom checked for some time and discovered that she was still a virgin. But it got to a point that she gave up that virginity thing. But because the mother had always checked and she was still a virgin, the mother just felt, okay, she's fine.
That kind of a child will end up hating the mother, and you cannot maybe confide some certain secrets to your mother. Being she always coming to check virginity. Why is she checking? Rather than she sitting you down, telling you the right thing to do, when she imputes those things in you, you yourself will know this is wrong. I am not supposed to do this. I should wait till the right time. I am ready to get married, then I should lose the virginity to my husband and all that. But when you keep on monitoring a child, they will end up going out to find favor, love from others. Before you know it, you see some persons taking advantage of those opportunities, and they end up luring them.
Okay, now it baffles me because I wonder why a mother would try to check the virginity of a girl child. How about the boy child?
It's a general opinion that it's a man's world, so that women are girls and women are the receiving ends.
So I don't care. But for the girl, you don't want
exactly. When teenagers get involved in premarital sexual activities, for instance, and pregnancy occurs, it's the girls that suffers. So they feel, okay, the boy will continue with his life, so they should concentrate more on the girl than on the boy, thereby neglecting the boy.
Seriously, they should be raised equally.
No one should be neglected. Don't concentrate more on your daughter at the expense of your son. They need you as much as the girl needs you.
The boy child, they are human too.
Yes.
They have
feelings. They also have questions in their minds.
Exactly.
Just like the girl goes through puberty, the boy goes through puberty. Yes, so they have challenges as well. And there are times that some parents will ask a girl that, have you seen your period this month? And the girl says yes. And then she says, okay, come, let me see the sanitary towel. You understand? And the girl is
very
It's
very
hard.
my sorry for interrupting. Like my daughter that already started her monthly flu. She tells me, I don't even need to ask her, because every month, anytime I buy my own sanitary pad, I buy at home. I will just give it to her. When she starts from day one, she will tell me, Mom, I've seen it. We have a calendar that she will just write the date, because and just to keep track. Even when she doesn't see her period because she just started, so sometimes it's fluctuating, it's not always
It's a very good example.
She would tell me.
Even it's a very good example for her to start with. Even if she grow up today and gets married, with what she has learned from childhood, from her teenage age, she will be able to control and say, this is when I am supposed to see my period, this is when it stops.
She will
She will
understand
be
her
able
cycle.
to understand her cycle, and with that, there's no need of running around for family planning. She will be able to know, okay, if I meet with my husband today, I will get pregnant. She will know her safe period. Yes, exactly. So these things, when you teach a child or teenage children from childhood, from teenage age, they get them into their brain and they understand better. Instead of them running to maybe pharmacy, to one nurse,
take one pill or
yeah,
the other
that
that can affect your body, your system, your hormones adversely. You
Exactly.
understand? Yeah, the teenage years become much more interesting and easier for both the teenager and the teen parent. When I say teen parent, I mean the parent of the teenager. You know, when you become friends with your children, when you become friends, and let them be bold enough to tell you whatever it is, no matter how bad it is. Even if you're going to get angry, listen to them. Have a listening ear. Become your children's friends, and use teachable moments to inform your children.
You treat them as if they are your mates.
Yes.
You even gossip with them, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, I have a gift for you. You know, when you have that cordial relationship with them, they'll be able to tell you things.
Yes.
And there are some things children might not be able to say with their mouth. Maybe they are feeling maybe
I
tell my children to write.
Yes, I used
sometimes
to
they
do
write
that.
and put under my pillow.
I used to do that when I was a teenager, because as a teenager I was a very chronic shy person. So instead of me to walk up to you to say something, I would rather put it into writing. It was so funny, but the thing is, whoever I'm writing to will still call me and talk to me, and then we discuss. I may not be bold enough to say this is it, but putting it into writing, you understand what I'm saying. So as a result, we'll be able to communicate effectively, and then I'll learn in the process. So parents too need to understand that every child is different. Some can be very bold and outspoken, some can be very shy and introverted. So understand your child and know how to deal with your teenager effectively. So that will be all on today's episode of Straight Talk with Reda and Friends. If you love what we do, or you feel that you've not been able to answer some of the questions in your mind, you can write to us, and we'll be able to respond to you subsequently. And don't forget to hit the like button and share this video.
Your contribution is also very, very important. If you feel there are some places we've not touched and you want us to talk about it, it's always welcome.
and try to make a comment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Bye. Thank you for keeping a date with us, and don't forget to join us again same time next week for a fresh edition. Special thanks to Ebishola and Happy. Thank you for always being there. I appreciate you. I love you, and I love you guys too. It's Straight Talk with Reda. Do have a wonderful weekend.